It's the Rams Coach's Corner, brought to you by Diamond Pharmacy, a Thursday night game this week. After we come back from our message from Diamond Pharmacy, we'll talk to David Bullock and Coach Gerald Perry on the Rams Coach's Corner.
Hey now, Shane White here with Diamond Pharmacy, located inside Metro Foods in Mineral Wells. We are so glad to continue our support of Rams football and Chuck FM radio. Diamond Pharmacy has served the Mineral Wells area for the last 30-plus years. For you, we're open Monday through Friday, 9 to 9, Saturday, 9 to 8, Sundays from 10 to 2. Our phone number, give us a call at 940-325-2541. That's Diamond Pharmacy inside Metro Foods in Mineral Wells. Go Rams!
David Bullock here with Coach Gerald Perry for the Rams Coach's Corner. And, Coach, a really hard-fought 28-20 win over Iowa Park. Tell us about Friday night.
Well, anytime you can beat Iowa Park in Iowa Park, it's a great accomplishment. Very good, hard to beat. We've had times we've talked about when we were the better team and we go up there and play and get beat. So to get a win up there was very fortunate. They had their quarterback return from an injury, had been out since the first game, and really helped them out. So some of their losses they've had were because of him not playing. So that, again, helped them out offensively. They were pretty tough. They ran the ball well and controlled the clock. I looked up at halftime in our stats. We ran 24 offensive plays the first half. We'd like to have 30 to 35 in the first half, and so we were short on plays, and that kind of keeps the scoring down. That's what they're built on. So good game. Excited about the win. We were up 14-0 there at the beginning, and they came back, took a lead, and our kids hung in there and went back and scored and won the ball game. So very exciting.
Khalil Thompson, a big night for the Rams, and in the fourth quarter had almost 100 yards rushing, 27 carries, 244 yards on the night, and 3 touchdowns. Tell us about Khalil.
Well, he's a special kid. He's tough to bring down. He's a shifty kid. He'll go side to side, but he's also added a lot of strength to his body and some armor to him, and likes to run you over. So we didn't challenge them down the field very often. They were 3-3 stack cover 3, and they dropped and gave us the short stuff. So we ran the ball well, and that was the emphasis going in, is to pound it and keep the ball on the ground, and so which led to more of a low-scoring game. But he's a special player, and O-line did well, picked up the blitzes, and did a great job blocking. Fullbacks had a great game, and that helped Khalil get those big numbers.
Third quarter, when the Iowa Park Hawks came out from halftime, they played ball, and the Rams had a few penalties that hurt us in the third quarter. Tell us about addressing penalties on the defensive side.
Well, two of our goals, score the first possession in the first quarter and the first possession of the third, and that's important that we make adjustments at halftime. And we had penalties. We had a personal foul right before halftime, gave them a 15-yard, short in the field on their kickoff, and pinned us back, and just didn't get, we try to get 2 or 3 first downs before we punt just to get good field position, and that didn't happen for us. And we had some penalties on the defensive side that kept some drives alive, and that, a couple of them are just, you can't help it. I mean, their kids are playing hard. One was a horse collar, questionable call, but it was called, and those are things that are not meant to hurt somebody. They were just trying to make a play. So those things hurt us and kept the drives alive and kept them in the ball game, because to me another touchdown probably would have put that game out of reach early on. They had a touchdown right before half. I didn't, the clock operator for them kind of helped them out a little bit and stopped the clock at 1 before any of the officials blew a timeout. So I'm watching that, yelling at the officials, and clock should have gone down to 0. Then if they wanted to put more time back on the clock, they would have. But they didn't see it, and they came to me after halftime and apologized. They messed that up, and I just, that clock operator shouldn't do that kind of stuff. But anyways, let the officials fix those things. But that hurt us because they scored, and it became a 14-7 game and gave them some momentum coming in halftime. And dadgummit, I think we had a 50-minute homecoming show, which it kind of throws you off when you come back out and you sit there on the sideline warming up, and then you got to sit another 15, 20 minutes. So it was a lot of crazy things happened there, and we didn't adjust coming back out after halftime and the penalties. And again, the fourth quarter we took over, and proud of our kids, and battled and came up with a big win. We had a great week of practice and translated to a big victory at Isle Park.
Defense with a really big goal line stand there, and your linebacker core looked really good. Jonah Maston and Ryan Goodwin combined over 30 tackles Friday night. Defense looked really good.
They are. Secondary's playing well. D-line is held up. We're real thin on the D-line with numbers, and those guys have been healthy and do a good job keeping the O-line off the linebackers. And safeties are coming up, fitting in the gaps, and there's not a lot of room to run. They got a big run in the second half against us. But other than that, we've pretty much contained them and forced them to run the ball inside. And if you keep the score low, we're going to have a great chance to win.
A Thursday night game this week against Gonzales, and at a neutral location. Waco ISD. You've talked in previous weeks on Coach's Corner about Gonzales. Tell us a little bit about them and the season they've had so far.
They're 2-3. That's kind of misleading because they've played some great teams. They played Cuero and Yoakum, and those are state-ranked teams, and so they play a tough schedule. Very athletic. You'll see them at the game. They've got some big kids at the running back position. Quarterback runs the ball well. They've got some animals. They've got some good-looking cats that can play, and we'll have to play well against them. And they do run the ball quite a bit, which we've seen the last few weeks. So that'll play in our hands. They'll play a 4-1 box so you'll see a lot of our RPO offense again, which we haven't seen the last few weeks because teams are 6 in the box. But you'll see a lot of the run pass options in this game. So, and again, those are things you saw at Graham. You'll see at Springtown next week, and that's kind of our bread and butter and kind of the way they play their defense. That you'll see a lot of that in this game. But they're good. They've got a good team, but have played a tough schedule. So don't be misled by their record.
Two of the tougher teams in the region, and they both get the night off on Friday night going into district. Wichita Falls, Hershey, and Springtown both, as the rest of the district has a bye. Tell us what you need to do to prepare for Springtown. They seem like to be the front runner in this district this year.
Well, we've got to worry about this game first. Our off week, we have film on all our district opponents. We've already been watching film and doing preparation work for each of those games ahead of time, which you do during your open week. But they'll, go in this game tonight, you'll see some different looks on offense. They've got all of our games. They've probably put a game plan together already this week and probably worked it some. But you'll see some different looks offensively, some different formations you haven't seen, some different things that we haven't shown. So that way this weekend they have to go back to work and add that to their defensive scheme to try to stop. So we'll give them some different looks to make those guys work and this weekend, and I'll have the weekend off.
Okay, so once again, tell us, is there any special considerations for the Thursday night game for the Ram fans that are going to be traveling to Waco?
No, I was just excited to play there. They've waived the parking. They typically charge $5 parking. They waived that for this game. I played multiple games there as a head coach, and excited to be there. Know their assistant AD, and they always take great care of us when we come down. That was a great location, great facility. They'll have the big jumbotron. It's a first class operation. They'll take great care of our fans, and it's just a 2-hour drive. It's not that far, and great thing is our kids are off on Friday and Monday from school, so may get back a little later, but they can sleep in. And again, we'd like to have a great crowd there. We told our kids all week, Thursday night games, we played several of them. They haven't, and so use that to your advantage for a short week. We had 2 practices and compared to 3, and they haven't done that. And we have. So use that to our advantage. And like I said, we're excited to go down there and play and get ready for district next week.
Looking forward to a big game Thursday night. Once again, Waco ISD Stadium against Gonzales. Coach Perry, thank you for being here for the Coach's Corner. And if you want to listen to the Rams play on Thursday night and you can't make the trip, you can always listen on 89.3 Pure Country. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.